Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft Glory MyNBA here in NBA 2K26. So before we get into this episode, I do actually have a good luck charm that is beside my bed, aka this little Ice Tiger right here. Shout out to this little Ice Tiger. He'll be watching this game and hopefully giving us some decent luck in the series in the second round. See if we could get ourselves to a conference finals. So very excited to get into this. Of course, last episode we took on Memphis, and Memphis was an easier team than we expected. I did expect them to give us a little bit of a run for the money just because they had some really good bench options. There was actually some pretty close games in that 4-1 series win, but we managed to beat them, which is nice to see. So we are up here in the second round against Houston, looking to get to that conference finals against either New Orleans or Sacramento. But anyways, before we get into this matchup, let's get you guys' comments, see what you guys have to say about last episode, and then we will get into the second round and see if we're able to beat this Houston team that knocked out San Antonio. So the first and only comment is from Nick Bucker, Barons OC, who says, round 2, here we come. And yes, sir, round 2 indeed. I'm excited to see what this team could do. Obviously, we were in round 2 last year, and that's where we lost to Sacramento. So hoping to get a better chance this year to get to the conference finals. Obviously, our roster is a lot better than it was last year on paper too, so I think we might be one of the teams that are considered the favorites in these final few matchups. As you can see, there's also Philadelphia that's really good. They had a really good season, but I'm not too sure if their roster is going to be anything insane. Then you have Washington, who's also a good team. They did win the championship last year. You have Chicago and Atlanta, which I'm not too sure how good those two teams are, but they are the second and third seed. And then obviously New Orleans and Sacramento. New Orleans was pretty good near the end of the season, so I'm wondering how good they actually are on paper. Alright, so last thing we need to do before we get into this matchup is once again take a look at Houston's roster, which is a pretty damn good team if we look at it on paper. They have a pretty damn good rotation, so I'm a little bit nervous about this team compared to, obviously, the likes of Memphis, but Reed Shepard's an 85 overall, Ahmed Thompson's there, still at an 88. They have BJ Grant, 82, Jabari Smith Jr. still there as an 81. They also have Simon Lydon, and Lydon was the guy that went first overall a number of years ago. This guy is absolutely an animal, and he's going to be the toughest one to contain for sure, I would assume. Because right now in the playoffs, you can see he's averaging 30.7 points per game and 14 rebounds. So this guy is all around a really strong player. So if we can't contain him, that's going to be tough for us to win for sure. There's also Bronny James, of course, and a bunch of random other bench guys, but some decent bench options like Finley and all that. They're all like 70s and stuff like that. So I do think they have a little bit more depth to them, maybe in a way than Memphis does, but they also do have that high-end talent with Simon Lydon. So going to be a tough matchup, but they didn't have as good of a regular season as us. If we actually do a little comparison regular season-wise, because I don't know if we did that in last episode or not. Let's go to NBA standings here. And you can see they were the 5th seed in the West, basically 53 and 29, so they technically had 11 more losses than us, technically on paper. If we look at a little comparison during the home records, you can see both teams had really good home records and away records. Conference records were pretty close, actually, but against the division, they were 7 and 9. We were 16 and 4. They averaged close to our point totals per game, and they were also pretty solid defensively, but they definitely allowed more points than teams up in the higher end of the standings. So maybe there's a chance we could beat them because of that. So we had technically a 10 more point differential than they did. So I think we should be able to beat them. But once again, like I said, we got to contain Simon Lydon because 30 points per game is absolutely outrageous. So anyways, with that said, let's get to this matchup and see if this team could get to a conference finals. We're obviously going to go simulate with Simcast. We're going to go always simulate on the AI games, of course. And we'll see what this team could do here. See if we could contain that guy. If we can't contain him, I think we're going to be in a very bad spot, of course. But if we can contain him, I think we should be able to win this series. Unless guys like Reed Shepard step up big time. But let's see what ends up happening here. And let's get this first quarter underway. Obviously, we have home court advantage. So let's use it to our advantage. Let's see what happens. First quarter underway. Let's go, Ice Tigers. We have our cat on our bed here for good luck. Maybe he could bring it. Maybe he can't. Who knows? But let's get off to a good start here. So far, Not getting a lot of offense, which is not necessarily a good sign, but that is early at least. It's better to get that out early rather than later, I'm guessing. Now it's pretty back and forth. So we did claw back into the game. That's basically our motto, is claw back, right, at this point. Final few seconds of this first half, and it will be a lead for us. So we barely grabbed that lead late with a 3-point shot. So it is 25-24 after the first quarter. Pretty even game up to this point in time. Let's move my face back over to here for the time being. Also, I don't know if I put my camera too high after I showed my cat. It looks a little high. Let me adjust it a little bit. All right, there we go. That looks a little bit better. Anyways, let's take a look at the box score from the first quarter. Bishop dropped 5 points already. Like I was saying in last episode, Bishop needs to be really good in the series because he's basically the center that's matched up against Lydon probably. So good start for Bishop on points. Also has 3 rebounds already. Then you have Semenko and Reese on 4 points. Lloyd, Wennington on 3. Carroll's on 2. So it looks like a lot of our bench options are doing well, but mostly everybody on the team that has played minutes already has points. Wright and Carroll are the only 2 without it. This is Edward Carroll, not Ezekiel Carroll, whatever his name is. What's his first name again? Everett Carroll. Ezekiel Carroll doesn't sound like a real person, but yeah, so far almost everybody on the team is getting points, which is nice to see. We only have a 1-point lead. And so far, based on field goal percentage, it is pretty damn identical. They've just gotten better on the free throws than us. We're 7 for 10, they're 3 for 4. But we have been to the free throw line more than they have, which is kind of surprising because the last few playoff series we've had, we've always been giving the other team more free throw attempts. So anyways, let's have a good second quarter here, and let's hope that we can maintain this lead going into the third as well. So let's continue the simulation so that way this episode isn't crazy long. But looks like it's going to be one of those series that are going to be pretty close based on how I'm seeing these games simulate so far. Because nobody's ran really away with the lead. But now we're trying to run away with that lead. We're almost up by 10. Now we're up by 10. Nice. Okay, now we're starting to run away with it a bit in the first half. But obviously there's still a second half to go, so we can't say this team's going to win for sure. Sometimes teams blow leads all the time. So looks like we are going to have a pretty healthy lead after the first half, which is good to see. So we're going to be outscoring them now 67-53. Of course, it's got to be a 67. We had 42 points in that second quarter. They had 29, so a very strong quarter offensively for this team. As now Wennington leading the team with 11 points. If the bench guys come to play for our team, that's going to be really helpful, of course, in terms of winning games. But Wennington leading the way right now, which is really surprising. Westbrook's on 10. You have Semenko and Evans on 9. Bishop's on 7 and already 8 rebounds. Then you have Lloyd on 6. Reese on 6. Carroll's on 5, 8, and 5. Damn, Carroll's even got 8 rebounds. So it looks like our rebounding game is good. And then the other Carroll, 4, 1, and 1. And Rex Wright has no points still so far. So Rex Wright's the only player that's been a bit disappointing up to this point in time. But currently, based on percentages, we are having a lot more trips to the free throw line than they are. So maybe our team isn't really that bad at giving up free throws. Maybe there's worse teams out there in terms of giving up free throws. Like, it seems like the Rockets like to foul people a lot because we've had 21 attempts at the free throw line. They've had 11. Let's look at those fouls out of curiosity. Team fouls, they've had 14, we've had 8. So we are actually more disciplined than the Rockets. And hopefully it stays that way because maybe we can win games because of that. So anyways, let's get to the second half. Let's start up the third quarter and see if we can continue on this lead. We're up by 14 right now. Let's make sure that we don't hold back. Let's add to this lead and slaughter them basically because we don't want to give up. We don't want to give up at all. Okay, we're up by more than 20 points. So this team is definitely cooking quite well. Obviously, this is a much closer quarter than the last quarter, though, but we got to be careful still that they don't get back into this game because obviously there's still a lot of time to do that, basically. But I'm liking what I'm seeing here in Game 1 so far for this team. Liking what I'm seeing. All right, it's almost a 10-point game. It is a 10-point game, but we do restore that lead a little bit, and it's going to be 99-88 at the end of the third. They actually outscored us in that third quarter, but only by 3, so we pretty much still have the same lead intact as the last quarter, but it is a little bit less. So it is still a close game, so we got to be mindful of that in the last 12 minutes, of course. But let's take a look at the box score so far. Evans now up to 18 points, so he's doing really well. Wennington's on probably his best playoff game of his career, 15 points in 15 minutes. And then Westbrook's on 14. We have Semenko and Bishop on 13. Carroll's on 7, 10, and 9. So Carroll's very close to a triple-double if he could get a couple more points and an assist in his fourth quarter. We have Lloyd on the 6 points, Reese on 6 points, the other Carroll on 4. And Rex Wright has finally arrived with 3 points, but he's still having a pretty damn tough time in this first game. They still have, actually the foul is starting to even out a little bit, so we started getting a little bit more aggressive, I guess, as both teams now have had a decent amount of trips to the free throw line, but we've still had almost 10 more than they have, but we've been way better at them. They're only shooting 68% from free throw. We're shooting 85%, so I wonder how good their players are technically at the line, because maybe that will make a difference in this series. So anyways, fourth quarter underway. Let's keep on this lead and keep adding some offense, because obviously only being up by 11, it is still a little bit of a scary thing, but it's obviously a lot better than being only up by 3. So let's see what happens. Fourth quarter underway of game 1. Let's get some insurance here, please. And as they are coming back in this game, we are still up by a little bit, but they are very close to us, which is very, very scary, because we've been leading for a good chunk of this game. Come on, boys, get insurance, please. Thank you. There's some more insurance. We're up by 4. It is very close. Now we're up by 7. Okay, we're starting to pry away a little bit, but they are very close to us still. It's still like a 2-possession game, pretty much. But it looks like we're barely going to escape, and we're going to win this game by a final score of 128 to 118. They outscored us in that fourth quarter as well, so we had a better first half. They had a better second half, but we do get the victory. It was a little bit scary near the end, not going to lie, when it was like a 2-possession game, because they could have easily made a big block from Lydon or something like that and got back into it. But we do get the victory, and that's all I'll worry about too much. So Evans with 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists leads the way. Westbrook had 23 points and 10 rebounds, so a good double-double for him. Semenko dropped 19 points. We had Wennington on his 15. Bishop had 13 points, but 16 rebounds. So a big-time game on the glass for Bishop. Like I said, him matched up against Lydon, he needs to be able to do that. So very strong game on the glass for him. He was also 7 for 7 from the free throw line, which is nice. So that's nice to see that his shooting is improving a little bit. We had Rex Wright on 9 points, so Rex Wright had a better fourth quarter and third quarter than he did in the first half. Lloyd on 8 points. Carroll only had 7 points, but he did drop 10 rebounds and 12 assists, so he was 3 points away from a triple-double, but unfortunately he was not shooting the ball very good. 0 for 5 from three-point range, 3 for 10 in field goal percentage, so kind of sucks that he only dropped 7 points, but at least he was distributing the ball really well and also on the glass. We had Reese on 6 points, the other Carroll on 4 points, and then nobody else played, so strong showing, some good depth scoring, as you'd expect from this roster. And yeah, we basically were shooting better than them in every single thing. Free throws were pretty even near the end of it. We had 30 free throws, they had 27, but we shot 87%. Huh. All right. How's the foul situation, out of curiosity? Also, look at that. We actually out-rebounded them, which is absolutely huge. Because I guess Lydon's the type of guy that's to get most of their rebounds on their team. But we had 39 defensive rebounds to their 32 and 19 to their 17 on offense. So, yeah, I think our team's definitely a better rebounding team all around. They have just like that one guy that rebounds like crazy. But how much fouls did we have? We both had 22 apiece. Pretty even game by the refs in that sense. Who led the way for them in points? It would probably be Lydon, right? Yeah, Lydon dropped 30, 18, and 10. God damn, that guy dropped a triple-double, and he lost against us. That's insane. Yeah, that guy could have been definitely the difference. And also, Amin Thompson dropped 32 points, and he also had 4 steals in that game. So, yeah, Lydon and Thompson are the guys to watch out for the most. Reed Shepherd was good, but they didn't really get a lot of depth scoring. Like, Bronny James doesn't do too much, but yeah, that is a pretty solid first game, but we got to watch out for sure on Lydon. Like, he plays 42 minutes a game, and he's absolutely an insane player. So we're lucky that we won technically in a way, but at the same time, he's like their main guy for those rebounds. All right, so we do have a 1-0 series lead, which is good. Also, New Orleans has a 1-0 series lead in Chicago. I'm not too sure about the Philadelphia-Washington series because that hasn't started yet, but a decent start for us here in the second round. All right, so now that that is done, let's get to game 2. Might as well keep the team the same after a win like that. I don't think we had any injuries, which is nice to see as well. Let's see if we could take a 2-0 series lead before we head to Houston. Of course, it will be harder to play probably on the road, so it would be nice if we could take both of our home games before we do actually head to the road ourselves. All right, let's keep on using that luck from our Ice Tiger on our bed, as aka my cat. Let's see if we could find a way to take a good first quarter here. We had a good first quarter last game. We were only up by 1. But the second quarter last game was definitely where we won that game. So we need to make sure that we come out on a good note again. First quarter underway. Come on, Ice Tigers. You got this. You got this. We are the Tigers. They're just Rockets. I think a Tiger could beat up a Rocket any day, probably. But who knows? So far, a little bit of back and forth. So still close, just like last game. I feel like the first quarter is usually always pretty close. And then eventually one team starts to slip away a little bit. But so far, so close. And it's still like a one-possession game pretty much at this point. Hey, we take that lead late again. That was pretty similar to last game. We do have a lead by 3 points this time, though, 28-25. But it looked like they were going to lead after the end of the first quarter, and then we end up taking that lead late like last game. So good start again. Evans is already on 7 points and a rebound. We have Wright on 5 points. So Rex Wright is definitely doing better than last game almost already. We have Westbrook on 4. Semenko's on 3 and 3. Reese is on 3. Carroll's on 2, 1, and 4 already. Carroll's a very intriguing player. Like, he doesn't always pick up a lot of points, but he will always do really well in the assist department. Rebounds, it's up in the air if he's going to do good or not, but he is really distributing the ball well in first 9 minutes that he's played. Lloyd's on 2 points, Carroll's on 2 points, and then Bishop has nothing so far and 2 rebounds. Wennington has no points. So a couple guys with no points, but some decent depth scoring. And at least some of our top guys are actually off to a good start. Little team comparison after the first. We only had 1 free throw. They had 9 free throws. So this might be the type of game that we're being a little bit more undisciplined on. But we're lucky that we do have the lead. So that's probably because we've been shooting better in terms of 3-point percentage right now. And also field goal percentage for them is only at 39%. All right, so let's see what happens in the second quarter. See if we could find a way to keep a lead intact. Obviously, I don't want to only be leading by 3. I would prefer if we're up by double digits, but we never know how this quarter is going to go. So second quarter underway. Let's get some insurance. Obviously, still a lot of basketball to go, so it would be nice if we could start kind of running away with this lead a little bit, which it seems like our team's trying to figure that out here early on. It looks like we're getting some good chunks of points to start this quarter, but it is still a very close game as you'd expect. We're still trying to run away with it a little bit, but they're trying to stay with us, not let us get too far away from them. We're almost up by 10 points, though, but they are still trying to claw back into this, which they're only down by 3 now. Now we're only up by 1. I had to clear my throat. Sorry about that. My throat is absolutely dying on me, but first half is nearly done, and we will have to not have the lead because they did hit a last-second shot, I guess. They outscore us 25-21, so at halftime, we are down 50-49, so very even first half, but it does suck that they have the lead going into the second half, but at least it's a 1-point game only. Evans has dropped 11 points so far. Then we have Westbrook on 8. Semenko and Lloyd are both on 6. Wright's on 5 still, so Wright, not a great second quarter. Wennington's on 4. Reese on 3. Carroll's on only 2 still, but he has 8 assists. So Carroll's doing a fantastic job, like I said, still distributing that ball, but this guy we pay a lot of money to help us out with the points as well, and he's only got 2 points so far, so he needs to have a really good second half in terms of points. Bishop still only has 2 points and 5 rebounds, so he is probably getting outworked by Lydon right now, my guess. And then you have the other Carroll on 2 points, and that's it. So everybody on the team has points, which is good. But I need a couple guys to start stepping up a little bit better. Anyways, we're only down by 1. We can't really complain too much. Both teams are very identical in field goal percentage. 3-point percentage, they're better than us. And both teams have similar free throw totals. We're better than them on free throws, but we've only had 6 free throws all game so far. They've had 19. So Yeah, we are getting a little bit too aggressive on the fouls, I guess. Evans already has 3. Semenko already has 3 as well. So, yeah, we got to be a little bit more disciplined as these games go on. So, anyways, let's get to the second half and this third quarter. See if we can get the lead back before the fourth. If we don't, hopefully we're still within like at least 1 or 2 points. So, third quarter underway. Come on, boys. Let's get back into this game. It's still very neck and neck. There we go. We have taken back that lead. Good job, boys. So far, we're off to a good start here in the third. Looks like we're outscoring them offensively, but it's still like only a 1 to 2 possession game, so nobody's run away with it yet. But now we're starting to try and run away with it. We're almost up by 10, but they aren't going to let us get too far because now all of a sudden we're not picking up as much points. And it's still a very close game at this point. And with 16 seconds to go, there you go. That's it for the third quarter. We're up by 8 points, 82 to 74. This is a close game. Both teams might not even hit 100 points. Probably we will hit 100 points because I don't think we're only going to score 18 in the last quarter. But we outscored them 33 to 24 in that third. So a nice showing by the team to take that lead, especially considering we were down by 1 at halftime. Evans now has 14 points. We have Wright on 13, so Rex Wright had a really good third quarter. Carroll is now on 12 points, so Carroll had a very strong start to the second half, and that's exactly what I was asking for from him. So 12 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He's still looking for a triple-double, looks like. Westbrook on 10 points, Semenko on 10. Lloyd's on 10 points off the bench. It's really nice when guys like Lloyd and Wennington randomly have good games like that. Really helps out a lot. Bishop on 4 points still only, but 6 rebounds. Wennington's on 4, Reese on 3, and the other Carroll on 2. All right. So far, nobody's really running away with the points, but we have good depth scoring, and that's helping out a lot. So far, we are better in field goal percentage. We are just barely worse in three-point percentage, but we are still much better at the free throw line. They've left a lot of points on the table with the free throws because they're 18 for 26, so only shooting 69%. We're shooting 80%, so far, it looks like they might not be a super strong team at the free throw line, which means if we foul them, it might honestly help us out more than you'd think. But right now, if you look at the team fouls, we have 21 team fouls. They have 11. So, we got to be still a little bit more disciplined, but if they're not going to shoot the ball well from free throws, it's not as big of a deal. So, anyways, fourth quarter, like I said, we're up by 8. Let's make sure we continue to add it on because obviously they could easily come back and still make this a 1-possession game again. So, fourth quarter underway. Can we get some insurance as they are already trying to get back into this game, but we're starting to pick up more points again, which is great to see. We always need to have a response, especially if they pick up a 3-point shot. As, yeah, this game is still like a 10-point game pretty much, and now it's a 5-point game. They are definitely very close to us, but we're still trying to make sure they can't come back whatsoever. Very similar to last game, I feel like, in this way. And we're up by 11 points. I think we've got this in the bag. Pretty much, yep. We got this in the bag. As the Ice Tigers, I didn't want to close it. Oh boy, did I just fully close it? Yeah, I did. I closed it after we won. God damn it. I didn't mean to do that, as I wanted to look at all the individual stats. But we did win that game, so that's good. But let's go back to the box score from this game so we can have a better look at what happened in this one because I accidentally skipped through it. Rex Wright dropped 19 points. So, yeah, Rex Wright definitely had a really strong game here. Evans dropped 18 points. We had Semenko on 16, 8, and 7, so almost a triple-double for him. Westbrook on 16, Carroll on 15, 6, and 9. Great game for him. Bishop had 10 and 11, so it looks like Bishop had a really strong fourth quarter. Lloyd on 10 points off the bench. Wennington on 4, Reese on 3, Carroll on 2. And Henderson Jr., who's not a guy I drafted. I'm pretty sure. Did I draft him? No, he didn't draft him. He actually played a minute, apparently. Him, Goodwin, and Buchanan. That seems weird. I don't even know if they actually played or not. I might just be glitched out. But yeah, Lydon, no, for them, dropped only 24 points. So we held Lydon under 30 points, and he did not hit that triple-double. So that's huge. And then, like I was saying, their depth scoring is something that they probably don't have as much of because Lydon's really good. Shepard dropped 20 points, but like literally Amin Thompson went from having a 30-point game to having only 8 points. So our team definitely knows how to contain some of those role players that they have behind Lydon. So that's a strong showing from our team, and we have taken that 2-0 series lead to heading to Houston. Now, I think if I remember right, Houston against San Antonio had a 2-0 series lead, and then San Antonio won 3 straight games, and then Houston won the last 2. So Houston can win games in bunches, so we got to be careful about that. I'm not too sure how they play on home court versus on the road, but so far our team's off to a good start. And it seems like there's a lot of 2-0 series leads right now, too, because New Orleans is up 2-0, Chicago's up 2-0, and Philadelphia, if they win their next game, will also be up 2-0. So I think we might as well keep the team the same right now. I don't think there was any injuries yet. Let's just double check and make sure our lineup's fully healthy. Nobody's injured. Yeah, nobody's injured at the moment, so that is all good. Perfect. All right, let's take it to game 3 and see if we could take a 3-0 stranglehold on the Rockets and be 1 win away from the conference finals. Come on, boys. Let's win on the road here, too. Our team's been doing really well. Like I said, it hasn't been one person running away with the points. Some teams are built up on like around one guy. Our team is basically the type of team that anybody can contribute at any time. So that's what I kind of like about our roster a little bit more than some of the other teams. So anyways, let's see what happens here in Houston on the road. Can we find a way to win this game? This is a long travel distance, though, from Anchorage to Houston. So our team might be a little bit jet lagged. Tough to say. Let's see what happens first quarter. Let's get that lead after the first, because that would be a good way to set the tone here, hopefully on the road. Because I would assume Houston's probably better in front of their home fans, but who knows, maybe it'll still be a very close game on paper, which right now it seems to be the case. But we're obviously trying to pepper them with points as much as possible. They haven't really gotten a lot of points here early on, but they'll definitely start to figure it out probably soon, I would assume. And at the end of the first, it is going to be 23-14, but they did get the first 2 points of the second quarter. But we are up by a decent chunk here early on. Not a high-scoring first quarter. But Evans dropped 5 points, which is good. Carroll on 3 points already. We had Semenko on 3, Westbrook on 3, Carroll on 3. So the other Carroll hit 3 points already too. Bishop on 2, Lloyd on 2, Wennington on 2. And then Wright and Reese have nothing. So almost everybody on the team again has a point after the first quarter. I don't mind that. Team comparison wise, we are shooting a little bit better than they are. They're 0 for 7 from 3-point range. So that's definitely a story going forward, is that they haven't hit a 3-point shot yet in this game. We're only 5 for 12, which isn't great either, but they're 0 for 7. And then free throws, nobody has been to the line yet, which is kind of surprising. So anyways, let's get to the second quarter. See if we could keep this lead intact and see if they could keep struggling on the 3-point shot. Because if they keep struggling on the 3-point shot, we could easily win this. Because obviously the 3-point ball is a big thing in basketball nowadays. So second quarter underway. Let's keep this lead intact. Let's make sure we can run away with this. But they are trying to come back in this game. But we're still up by a good chunk right now. Still a lot of time left though. So don't get too comfortable, boys. Don't get too comfortable. We're up by 15 plus points now at this point, so our team is definitely trying to run away as much as possible. We're doing a good job at limiting their offense a little bit here too. But now they're back within less than 10 points, so they are starting to make a little bit of a rally, which is not great. We got to keep it up, boys. We cannot sit back. And at halftime, we're going to be up by 12 points. 51-43. They end up outscoring us in that quarter, 29-28. So we did have a pretty good lead at one point, but then our team decided to sit back, and that's when the other team could come back. So we got to be careful in the second half, of course. But now if we look at the box score, Evans is on 9 points. We have Carroll and Bishop on 8 points apiece. Semenko and Westbrook are on 5 points. Wennington's on 4. Wright, Lloyd, and Reese on 3, and the other Carroll. So everybody on this team has at least 3 points. I like that. Team comparison so far, they're shooting 42%. We're shooting 41%. They still have not hit a 3-point shot all game. That's actually really impressive to not hit a 3-point shot in the first half. They're 0 for 14. We are 8 for 17. And then in terms of free throws, they've only had three throws as well. So most of their points have been coming from their field goals, which are 2-point shots, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of surprising. Apparently, we have no fast break points, which I don't know if that's just glitched or not, but I'm kind of surprised we have no fast break points. And in fouls, we've only had 2 fouls all game, apparently. They've only had 9. We had a lead of 16 at one point. Their biggest lead was only by 1 point, and that might have been like the first play of the game. Well, this is still a close game, though. We can't say that we're going to win this for sure, but their 3-point shooting might be the difference in this game by the end of it. So let's see what happens in the third quarter, see if we can get more points on the board, and let's make sure that they don't get that 3-point shot going. Because if they get that 3-point shot going, that's when they could get really back into this game. So third quarter underway. Let's get some more insurance as they are trying to still make this a close game or still trying to hold a 10-point lead around. It's still very, very close, though, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. It's now even closer. That's not good. It's a 1-point game now. Both teams trading the lead here. Oh, boy. I knew eventually it was going to get close like this. You could smell it from the first quarter, basically. It's still very close. Come on, boys. There you go. 1-point game. And at the end of 3, as we get through the last few seconds, oh, we got a 1-point game. Yep, it's a 1-point game going into the fourth. 75-74 as they have taken the lead. We got it scored 32-23. So not a great last 2 quarters, especially the third quarter, I should say, for that matter. But it is a 1-point game. I don't know if they all of a sudden got their 3-point shooting, but it's a very close game now at this point. They've had some good fourth quarters in this series, so I'm hoping for one here. But Carroll's dropped the most points, 17 points so far for him, so he's having a really strong game. Everybody else is 10 and below, which isn't necessarily great because that means it's just one man doing most of the work, but we have good depth scoring at least. Like, everybody's at least helping contribute in a way. There's not anybody really crazy high in rebounds other than Bishop and Evans, I guess. And maybe some of these other dudes too. Looks like everybody's distributing the ball around quite nicely. 4 steals for Evans already, damn. Not a lot of blocks. Yeah, I feel like right now maybe one player like Lydon's going off on their team. Field goal percentage, they did actually hit their first 3-point shot. They're still only 1 for 17 though from 3-point range. So we got to find a way to get that done. Also, the free throws now are 15-15. So there must have been a lot of fouls in that third quarter. I guess I don't think there was a lot before that. But they have 40 points in the paint, and we have only 12. So that's where they're getting most of their offense from, is in the paint, which means I think Lydon's getting a ton of rebounds and points right now. That's my guess. So we need to have a better fourth quarter in terms of not letting him get those rebounds. Because if he's going to get an offensive rebound, he's going to help his team get a point. Regardless, he's either going to dish it back out to the point, or he's going to find a way to get that ball in or get some free throw attempts. So it is a 1-point game. Let's see what happens in the fourth, see if we could get back that lead, because obviously that third quarter was definitely our worst quarter of probably this entire round. Fourth quarter underway. Come on, boys. Let's get back the lead as both teams are trading that lead again. It's probably going to be anybody's game right till the end at this point, I would assume, unless some team starts to run away with it, as it looks like they've hit a couple 3-pointers in this fourth quarter. They're trying to run away with their lead now, but we're saying, hey, don't run away too far away from us. We're right there with you. Oh my goodness, this is still a close game. They're kind of running away a bit, but now we're still within a couple points. They're running away again. God damn it. Now they're on a really big tear. I don't know if we're going to come back down 9 points in the last minute 33. It looks like we gave them a bit too much in the second half. It looks like we're going to probably end up losing this first game in Houston, unfortunately, unless our team could find a way somehow to pull off a crazy comeback, which it does not look likely. Unfortunately, we're going to lose 116-106 in Houston, which means this is a 2-1 series now. So that's kind of a little bit nerve-wracking. It started off solid in that first quarter. The second quarter was a close one. But then that third and that fourth, we just allowed too many points. And we probably gave them too many, we fouled them too many times or something. But anyways, Evans dropped 24 points and 9 rebounds. Solid game for him. Carroll on 17 points. No points in that fourth quarter. We had Semenko and Westbrook on 15 and 14. Bishop had 10, 9, and 3. Lloyd on 6. Wright only on 5. So yeah, Rex Wright's still pretty inconsistent. He has a bad game, a good game, a bad game, and it's just back and forth. Wennington on 4 points, Reese on 3, Carroll on 3. And Buchanan actually played a minute, apparently. So they are getting a minute in, some of these bench guys. Buchanan dropped a 3-pointer in 1 minute. Goodwin dropped 2 points in 1 minute. So shout out to these bench guys for securing some points. But yeah, they shot 4 for 22 from 3-point range, yet they won that game by 10 points. So yeah, we got to be better in the paint, and we got to be hitting probably a little bit better on our 3-point shooting. or just our normal field goal percentage, because we were better than them in free throws too. So it just really boils down to probably the normal field goal percentage. We shot up 90 shots, hit 38. They shot 88 shots and hit 43. But yeah, the points in the paint, 54 to 22. Lydon probably had a crazy game for rebounds, my guess. They had more defensive rebounds in this game and more offensive rebounds. I'm assuming he was the main cause. That's his Finley dropped 22 points, but I don't know if he's the full difference maker for them. 22 points. Lydon and Thompson only had 20 points, but 19 rebounds for Lydon. And that's exactly what I was thinking. So Lydon didn't have a crazy offensive game, but 19 rebounds is absolutely absurd. So yeah, he was a very big menace on the glass. And like I said, he's definitely a player that could help them win games and win series. So we got to be careful about him. But looks like they got better depth scoring this game than they did in some of the other games. So that's why they won that game probably. All right. Well, tough game to start off on the road, but it is still a series lead for us. So we got to obviously find a way to win that next one in Houston, or else it's going to be a best of 3 going forward. Looks like Sacramento also took their first home game as well, so that's a 2-1 series. Philly's up 2-0 on Washington, and Chicago's up 2-1 on Atlanta. So it looks like the home team has won mostly every game so far of these conference finals, which is interesting. So let's keep the team the same, and let's make sure that we do a better job at rebounding, like I said, against Lydon, because if he gets 19 rebounds in a game again, he's going to be definitely one of the tougher players that we've ever played against in the playoffs. If we could get through him, I think we could get through a lot of other people. So let's see what happens here. Game 4, looking to take a 3-1 series lead and looking to hopefully not have them tie the series up. And like I said, we'll do a better job against Lydon. If we don't, this could be a tie series for sure. First quarter underway. Let's see if we can get some good points here early and maybe run away with a big lead, because last round we had, I think, we won in 5 games. I'm pretty sure the one game we lost was the one game we lost by a decent chunk. So if we keep it close, we definitely have a chance to win more so than not. Okay, looks like we're off to a good start offensively, but obviously it's still very close and a lot of time left in the game, so we don't need to be like, hey, we're going to win this for sure. We got to be careful. And at the end of the first quarter, it will be a 31-28 game for your Anchorage Ice Tigers. So not a bad start offensively, but it is technically like a 2-possession game. So far, Carroll's dropped 9 points, Westbrook as well. So the 2 big guys that get a lot of money and have been here the longest, looking to help this team out a lot. We also have Evans on 5 points, Semenko's on 4, Wright's on 2 already, Carroll on 2, 4 rebounds off the bench in 5 minutes. Nice. So far, Bishop has no points, which is not great. No rebounds either. Lloyd on no points. Wennington no points. Reese no points. So I need Bishop to start getting more rebounds, because if he's not getting rebounds, I would assume Lydon's getting more rebounds, which would obviously make Houston have a good chance to win games. So anyways, we do have the lead after the first, which is good. Let's see if we could respond with a more points and a better defensive result, because I don't think it's a bad defensive first quarter, but obviously only being up by 5, I kind of want to find a way to build up a huge lead so we don't have to worry as much in the second half. But obviously, you could still blow a big lead if you just start to sit back a bit. So let's hope that our team doesn't sit back, and let's hope that they keep peppering these Rockets. Second quarter underway. Come on, guys. Let's get a good run going. Looks like we're off to a good start here. Yeah, it looks like we're having a good run to start off this second quarter. I almost wanted to say second half again. Not used to saying halves and quarters and all that type of thing. But yeah, we're making a pretty good push here in this second quarter. They are starting to come back in it, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. We got to be careful, guys. We're only up by 7 points here. And we're literally only going to be up by 7 points headed into the second half. So it looked like a good second quarter until they started to claw back into it. We did outscore them 27-23, so we have outscored them in both the first 2 quarters, but it's only a 7-point game, so it's literally only like 3 possessions basically. But Westbrook already has 21 of our 58 points, so he came to play a lot in this one. Maybe he's looking for some redemption, Carroll on 13 points, Evans on 10. We have Semenko on 6. Wright's only on 2. So the fact that we only have 4 guys on this amount of points is not ideal. We need Wright to step up. Lloyd will step up. Wennington, Carroll. Bishop still has no points. I need more from Bishop if possible. And then Reese has nothing. So yeah, a lot of these lower end guys are not doing too much. But at least Semenko, Evans, Carroll, and Westbrook are coming to play a little bit. Not necessarily Semenko, maybe a little bit. He doesn't have a lot of points, but he's distributing the ball really well and also helping out with the rebounds. But Westbrook's definitely the guy that came to play the most so far. Right now, they're shooting better in field goal percentage, but we are winning, which is surprising. They're also better in three-point shooting right now. They're shooting 50%. We're only shooting 28%, which is not good. And they've had more free throw attempts, but we are 3 for 3. They're 7 for 10. Interesting. They have way more bench points than we do at the moment as well. Our biggest lead was 16. Their biggest lead was 4. It's still a very close game, and the fact that they've been better than us in field goal percentage, we need to make sure that guys like other guys on our team, like Rex Wright, for instance, have a much better second half. We can't be fully reliant on Westbrook to win us a game, so we need to make sure that the other guys can help us win as well. So, third quarter underway. Can we get more guys contributing, not just Westbrook and Carroll? Let's see what happens. Let's build up this lead. We had a big lead at one point, but now all of a sudden, it is only a one possession game. Now we're starting to try and push back a bit. It is still very close though, which is kind of scary. It's like similar to last game where it was basically close all for a while, and now both teams are trading the lead. Oh my goodness. This is very close to last game in a sense, where we had a huge lead and now it's back and forth here. It might be back and forth all the way till the fourth quarter. And the answer to that will be yes. They have the lead only by 1 going into the fourth. I think they did that a couple of games ago too. They had the lead by 1, but then we had a great fourth quarter and won the game. So I'm not too sure what to expect from our team, but we outscored 37-29. So there is definitely some struggles with holding on to leads a little bit with this roster. But Houston's a good roster too. We need to make sure that Lydon isn't getting that team back into it. Westbrook had 21 points still, so he didn't have any points in that third. But Evans is up to 19, Carroll's up to 17. So our top 3 guys are doing really well. Wright's up to 10 points, so he's starting to heat up a bit. Semenko is getting closer to a triple-double. Lloyd, and then afters, yeah, this is where it's hurting us the most right now, I think, is Bishop's only got to 2 points. He's got 9 rebounds, so he's starting to help out a lot on the glass. But only 2 points is not what we want to see really from him. And then, yeah, obviously a lot of our bench guys aren't going to do too much either. But it is a 1-point game. They're shooting 51% now. We're shooting 47%. They've been better on the three-point shooting as well, 50% to our 33%. And then they have had way more free throws than us in this game. So we're definitely being a little bit aggressive again. They've had 20 free throws. We've had 3. So if we go down to the fouls, we've had 17 fouls. They've only had 7. Damn, man, that's crazy. Well, not a necessarily good third quarter, but it could be redeemed if we have a good fourth quarter. So can we find a way to win this game somehow despite trailing going into the fourth? Or is it going to be a tie series headed back to our home? Let's see what happens. Fourth quarter underway. Come on, boys. We need to make sure our offense is going here off the hop. We cannot allow them to get too far ahead. It's right now they are trying to get far ahead. And our team is struggling for offense a lot here. Oh boy, we're down by around 10 points right now, so we are still hanging with them, but it is getting kind of late in this game. We need somebody to step up here big time. They are probably going to end up winning this game at this point, because our team's just way too slow right now. Okay, it's a 7-point game. We are starting to claw back into this. It's very close now. It's very close now. It's a 5-point game. It might be too little too late. Might be too little too late. Can I go slower than normal? Yeah, I can. All right, let's go through a little bit here. Oh, it's a 3-point game of 4 seconds to go. I don't think our team has possession of the ball, probably. They might have a... no, they probably don't. They probably have free throws at this point. Let's see. Nope, it just ends that way. We lose 115 to 112, so we lost by 1 possession, basically, as the series is tied heading back to Anchorage. Damn. So we lose both games on the road because we had some really bad second halves. This one we lost because of that bad third quarter again. So, That's not great. Westbrook dropped 23 points. He had a really strong first half, but he definitely slowed down in the second half. Carroll and Evans dropped 21 points apiece. Semenko had a strong game. 17 points and 13 assists, 8 rebounds. He was good. But Rex Wright, 16 points. Okay, that's not bad either. Looks like we got some good scoring from some guys, but Bishop needed to do more. 4 points. 10 rebounds is good, but 4 points only. I mean, he's not a hugely great offensive player, so... But damn, man. Yeah, he had a rough time. And yeah, not a lot of guys on our bench did too much either. So that's a tough loss because I thought maybe our team could have came back. But it came down to our three-point shooting. They were 50%. We were 28%. So that's the main difference. We were very close, better at them on free throws. They were better field goal percentage-wise too. We shot up 105 shots in that game. They only shot 80. Jesus. But we still lost by 3 points. But, damn. How much points did their top guys drop? Amin Thompson dropped 25 points. Apparently he's a little hurt, which is interesting. We'll come back to that in a bit, see if he's actually playing next game. But Lydon was a problem again. He only dropped 19 points this time, so I think we are doing a good job containing him offensively. But 17 rebounds. His rebounding definitely helps his team out way too much. Shepard on 18, and then they had some other guys on some good points. So, oh, and Finley is apparently hurt too. Damn, they might have multiple guys that are kind of a little bit banged up, so maybe they won't play as good next game, but it looks like Amin Thompson's still playing good despite that injury. All right, well, let's go back here for a second. Let me go to Houston's roster and see if those injuries are actually anything substantial that they're dealing with for the Rockets. But it is now a tie series. Like I said, they can win games in bunches. So Amin Thompson technically drops down to an 80 overall because currently he is dealing with a strange right MCL, out 1 to 2 weeks, but he is playable with this injury. So that's what he'll be doing. And then, of course, Finley drops down from a 77 to a 70. He's only day-to-day with a sore right ankle. So there are guys will play those games, but definitely their overalls get impacted a little bit here. I did actually want to take a look before we get into the next game. How good is their free throw shooting, some of these guys? I can't even take a look in here, or no? I thought it would show the free throw rating here, but I guess it doesn't. But, looks like they generally... Lydon can actually shoot threes. I'm kind of surprised on that. Huh. Perimeter defense. Trying to see if I see a weakness, which I don't really. Rebounding on a lot of these guys isn't the best. It's only Lydon that's really good on rebounding. So yeah, if we find a way to make sure Lydon doesn't get rebounds, we could probably win a game. So anyways, it's a 2-2 series. It's like that also in the other matchup, though, too. New Orleans and Sacramento are both tied at 2. Philly's up 3-0 on Washington. I did see, actually, because I was looking at rosters of the other teams in between episodes, and Washington, they actually lost Bernard Russell with an injury. I think it was like an ACL injury or something, and he is out for the rest of the season, so that's why maybe Philly's up 3-0 on the defending champions. Chicago's up 3-1 on Atlanta, so right now it looks like the Western Conference is a little bit more tighter than the Eastern Conference is, but let's see what we could do this game. Obviously, we've been better on home court than on the road, but we know Houston was going to pose a little bit more of a problem with Lydon. Let's see if we can respond here and win back on home court again and take that 3-2 series lead, because if we lose this game, winning again in Houston is going to be very tough. So let's see if our team could make a better impact here. Apparently, I guess they must have taken some minutes away from Everett Carroll, but it doesn't matter too much. So we'll just do whatever the coach wants, and we'll see if this team could get off to a better start here. And hopefully a better second half, because I think we've had really good first halves, but our second halves have been a bit of a problem right now. So anyways, let's see what happens here. First quarter underway. Let's go Ice Tigers. Let's not let them take a 3-2 series lead. Come on. So far, low scoring game. Both teams not wanting to give up much, I'm guessing. Wonder if there's going to be any games that are under 100 points or something like that. All these games have been pretty damn, not high scoring, but close, I would say. Come on, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on, Westbrook. Come on, Carroll. Come on, everybody on this team. We got this. Believe in Ice Tigers. We are the kings of the jungle. And right now they have a pretty big lead, which is not ideal. And it will be a 27-20 lead for them after the first. So I did say I liked our first halves in the last two games. but we're off to a bit of a slow start in this one. Maybe we're going to have a really good second half in this game compared to the first half. I'm not too sure, but does suck to be losing after the first. It is only 2 possessions around anyways. We are getting good depth scoring, but not a lot of points from guys like Evans and Bishop who should be picking up points. So I need Evans to step up, and I need Bishop to figure out his game because, like I said, right now he's been more of a defensive rebounder, which is kind of what we anticipated when we drafted him anyways, but I need him to do really good against a guy like Lydon if possible. Right now, we're not shooting that well. Both teams actually are not doing that well from three-point percentage. But they are definitely better in field goal percentage, not by a whole lot, though. And in free throws, we've been better right now. Both teams have actually had a lot of free throws already. They've already had 20 free throws in that first quarter alone. And a little bit of the second, I guess. We've already had 13 fouls. They've already had 10. So this game might be getting a little physical, potentially. Anyways, let's see what happens in the second quarter. See if we could get this lead to be that they have a little bit closer. And let's see if we could maybe find a way to get a lead if we could go on a good run. Anyways, second quarter underway. Come on, boys. Good start offensively for us here in the second quarter. But they are still also getting points, which obviously isn't great. But it is definitely a closer game than it was earlier. So that's good. Come on, boys. Come on, Ice Tigers. Don't let them get away. We haven't had points in a while. Now they're up by 10. Jeez, we have not had a point in a while. And now we're starting to maybe get some points, but we're down by a lot. Oh my goodness. We're down by 14 points. Because we literally didn't have points for like a couple minutes straight. So our team is literally throwing up a bunch of air balls or something. But at least there's still a lot of game left. But I do not feel safe being down by a lot of points. I just don't. Because I don't want to expect our team to come back. We're down by 12 at halftime. I mean, that's a 4-possession game, which isn't great. But we can still come back. We still can. But we need guys to step up here. Right now, nobody's cutting it too much. Like, we have 7 points at the most from Carroll and Westbrook. It is good depth scoring, like I said, but I need really to have a lot more people step up here. Rex Wright's been disappointing in a lot of games, to be honest. Bishop's one of the better players in this game, which is kind of a surprise right now. And then if we look at team comparisons, we're only shooting 21% from three-point range. They're only shooting 31%. We've been much better at the free throw line, but both teams have had a ton of trips. And then field goal percentages are pretty low too. So we can still come back in this game, but I would assume the rebounding from Lydon's been a difference maker. Both teams have the same defensive rebounds, but they have 6 more offensive rebounds. So I'm guessing that is Lydon on that glass. All right, well, we are still in this game. There is still a lot of time to win it, so let's see if we can come back in this, because if we end up losing this game on home court, we might end up losing in Houston, unless we could find a way to win on that road. But containing Lydon, we did it for the first 2 games. And then all of a sudden he started getting those rebounds. I think we've been doing a good job of not letting him get a lot of points. But those rebounds, he's still able to find his teammates. So let's make sure he doesn't get those rebounds. Anyways, third quarter underway. Come on, boys. We need to get off to a good start offensively here in this third if we want to crawl back into this game. And so far, it looks like Houston's off to a good start offensively in this third. But we are starting to pick up our points a little bit more. But they are definitely contributing. They're getting a lot more points than we are. We're almost down by 20 points. We're down by more than 20 now. Well, we are going to be down 3-2 in the series. There's no question about it, unless this team has a crazy comeback in the fourth. But this team is absolutely gassed, and I'm not too sure what the problem is. As Houston has a 30-point lead almost. A 29-point lead at the end of the third. We got outscored 36-19. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. This is unfortunate. It's probably because we're more of a small ball team, I'm guessing, and they're maybe more of a, big man type of team. But they definitely know how to beat a team like us. Like, we had such a great regular season, and we're going to be down 3-2 potentially in the series unless we have a crazy comeback in this third. And we're going to have to find a way to win in Houston. And if we could win in Houston, we could definitely win Game 7. But they're definitely a lot more of a threat than the Memphis Grizzlies were. So let's take a look at some stats here. Westbrook and Evans leading away on 10 points only. Like I said, the depth scoring is good, but we don't have a lot of guys picking up a ton of points. Wright's only on 4, which is not enough, really, as a 6th man. So, been a tough time. Also, the team comparisons, we're still only shooting 20% from 3-point percentage. They're shooting only 33, which isn't crazy either, I guess, but it's a lot better. They've been way better on the field goal percentage. We're only 34% from field goal percentage. We're not even going to hit 100 points, I don't think, in this game. We've been better still on the free throws, but both teams have had a ton of free throws. They've almost had 20 more than us, though. We've given them 45 free throws in this game. That's insane. I don't know if the refs are on their side, too, about it, but let's get through this 4th quarter. We're probably going to lose this game, but if we see a historic comeback, that'd be cool. But this team has been quite flat and getting outscored quite convincingly a lot. So let's just get through this 4th quarter and see if we could find a way. But I think we're probably going to end up losing this game unless this game wants to give us the craziest comeback of all time, which I don't think is likely within the span of 12 minutes, unfortunately. But hopefully we can find a way to win next game in Houston, because if not, like I said, we are going to be likely a 2nd-round exit again at that rate. God damn, we're not even going to hit 100 points. Yeah, we're down by way too much. We dug ourselves in a huge hole in that 3rd. And unfortunately for us, the Ice Tigers are going to lose their first home game, I think maybe of the entire playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, as we lose 120-91. God damn. Absolutely disgusting. And like the headline says above us, rockets tear Ice Tigers apart. And yes, they did. Somebody shot some rockets at the Ice Tigers and they all exploded or something, but that's a tough game. That's a very tough one. Evans dropped 19 points. Westbrook dropped 18. Carroll on 16. Then we had Semenko on 11. But everybody else was 8 and below. Team comparison. We shot 40%. They shot 45%. We did get a little bit better in the free throws, our 3 points down the stretch, but it wasn't enough. We were 26%. They were 30%. Free throws, we were 88%. They were 82%. But they had 55 free throws. We had 34. That's crazy. They were way better on fast break points as well, 16-0 apparently. They had more points in the paint, 44-24. We had more second chance points. They had a lot more bench points, 41-19. Jeez. And then the rebounds, 10-9 on offense, 37-32. So we actually out-rebounded them, which is not what I expected. They had 15 steals in that game to 5, though, so Amin Thompson's probably a big reason why on that. Damn. We had a 4-point lead. Their biggest lead was 32. And they had the ball for over 3 minutes more than us. Jeez, man, that's a tough game. How good was their player stats? Lydon dropped 33 points and 14 rebounds. So, yeah, big reason why they won that game. Also, all the steals that they had, too. You can see a bunch of guys on 2+ steals. Even their bench guys like Grant and this Conan Niederhauser guy had 3 steals each. So, yeah, they had really good depth scoring in that game. That probably made a difference. All right, well, we are trailing in the series. New Orleans is up 3-2 on Sacramento, and it's a 3-2 series lead for Chicago over Atlanta. Let's go to our coaching game plan and see if there's anything that the coach maybe should readdress. Trying to think if I want to sub or any of these guys around. Reese has been really, really quiet. I don't know about putting guys like Goodwin into the lineup, to be honest. I feel like we might have to just deal with what it's saying right now. We could always try and get Rex Wright in as a starter. And Evans, does he play shooting guard? He plays power forward. Westbrook plays center, but I don't want to move Bishop into a 6-man role because he's valuable on the rebounding, because Westbrook's not going to rebound as much. Yeah, I don't really think there's much I could do in terms of redistributing these minutes around, I don't think. All right, so we're going to have to probably just deal with what we have, but we need to find a way to win it in Houston. If we win it in Houston, like I said, we could definitely still win in 7, but the way we've been playing these last 3 games, I don't really know if this team has it in them. So, anyways, let's get to this game and see if we could keep our season alive. We knew that Houston was going to be a tougher team than Memphis. We didn't realize it was going to be this tough, though, so here we go. Game 6 in Houston, looking to force a Game 7. We need to make sure we have a much better start to this game, And we need to make sure that third quarter we don't sit on our ass for like 5 minutes and not pick up any points. We need to make sure that we're getting points consistently. So let's see what happens. First quarter underway. Come on, guys. Get off to a better start here. We had a crazy good season. I know they're a big team, but we could still hang with them. I know we can. Let's hope that we get some guys that have been slacking a little bit to do better here. So far, very similar first quarter to it. It's always been very close. They do have 18 points right now. We on 15, so it's still a one-possession game. As these minutes are winding down in the first quarter. Still close. Just don't let them get away from you, boys. Don't let them get away from you. And it's going to be 30-25 for them after the first quarter. I guess that's not terrible, but to be trailing again is not obviously a great thing because that means we need to outscore them in either one of these quarters coming up. But stats after the first, Wright's already on 11 points, so Rex has arrived, which is good, but he had some really rough games before this. Evans and Westbrook are on 5. Wennington's on 4. Nobody else has a point. So Carroll, Semenko, Bishop, and basically some other bench options need to step up here. We can't have Wennington outscoring Carroll. We just can't. And in team comparison so far, both teams have been... We're 100% on free throws. They're 7 for 13. So yeah, they don't really hit a lot of free throws. So maybe that's how we could win games, is if we could get... make sure they don't get a lot of... if they do get free throw attempts, that we respond with like a three-pointer after they maybe hit 2 or 1. So, it's just field goal percentage right now. That's a difference. We have more points in the paint right now. Second chance points, we have more. We have more bench points. Bench points can go a long way as well, but right now they have more rebounds than us. So, Lydon could be a big reason on that. Steals, they have more. Yeah, we need to make sure to not let them get too far ahead here. So, this is a big second quarter. Could impact the rest of this game. Could impact the rest of the series. If we have a good second quarter here and find a way to get that lead back, let's just make sure that we don't look back and we find a way to lock this game down at that point. So, second quarter, let's get off to a good start here, boys. Let's get off to a good start here as we are trying to get this game closer and closer, but they're trying to run away again, but we are trying to claw back in this. Come on, guys. We are Ice Tigers. We have major sharp claws. We should be able to claw back into games as we're down by more than 10 points right now. Not liking that, but it is still decently close. But they're still trying to run away. We're not doing enough offensively, I feel like, still right now. Come on, boys. Make this closer. Make this closer. And that's not good. That's not good. They've scored 30 in both quarters. We're being outscored 61-47. So we're technically down by 14 points. I don't really like that whatsoever. I do not like that. Unless we have a really good second half, but right now it looks like this team might have another bad game just like last game, which is not what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a different version of this team. And Westbrook's on 13, so he's at least doing good. Wright's on 11, but Wennington is still outscoring Evans, Semenko, Carroll, and Bishop. So he's outscoring 4 starters, which is not what you want to see. And in team comparison-wise, our field goal percentage is 20% worse than theirs. 3-point percentage, they are better than us a little bit. We're both on only 4 3-pointers hit, though. And they've had a lot of free throw attempts compared to us. They've had 19 more free throws. So, like I said, I don't know if it's the reffing or if our team's just completely undisciplined, but we definitely give up a lot of free throw attempts every single game. Earlier in the series, it was pretty close, so I thought that maybe that Houston was going to be more aggressive than us, but they have definitely cleaned it up, and we have not. So I need to make sure our team is more disciplined going forward. How is the foul count looking on some of these guys? 2. Anybody close to fouling out? No. Just everybody on this team pretty much has at least 1 foul, though. Oh, man. We really need to have a good second half here. So that would start with having a really good third quarter. Last game, obviously, the third quarter was our downfall. If we have a good third quarter here, maybe we could still win this. But we got to find ways to play good defense, which right now I think the Rockets are a pretty strong defensive team, especially rebounding and stealing wise. So here we go. Third quarter. This is a huge quarter for us. Let's get back into this game, guys. We need that offense to get off to a good start, which right now the Rockets get off to their start offensively. Now we're trying to make this a closer game again. It is still a 10-point game pretty much, which isn't great. But we are trying to make this closer. We have made it a little bit closer, but now they're going on a run again, which is not what we want to see. We want them to basically stall out offensively. But we are starting to pick up a lot more points in this third. But they're still up by pretty much the same margin as they were after the second. And at the end of 3, it is a closer game. 83-76. We outscored them 29-22. All right, that's a good third quarter, but obviously we should have maybe picked up some more points than only 29 in that quarter, but we could still come back, but we are literally still down by basically just over 2 possessions at this point, so we need to have a strong fourth if we want to find a way to win this. Westbrook's dropped 18 points so far, Wright's on 17, so those guys are efficient. Bishop and Wennington are on 8 points, Evans on 7. I really need Evans to show what he's made of in this next quarter. 7 points, like him having worse numbers than Wennington is kind of outrageous. Semenko is only on 6 too, so I need him to have a big fourth quarter. And then hopefully some of these other bench options could help out a little bit too. Oh, I didn't even realize. And Everett Carroll's only on 6 points right now too. So yeah, Carroll, Semenko, and Evans need to have a huge fourth quarter if we want to win this one. I was thinking that was the other Carroll for a second. Our 3-point shooting has been abysmal in this game. We're still very good on free throws, but oh my goodness. Trailing going into the fourth. This could be our last quarter of the season. We need to get off to a good start here. We cannot allow them to go on a run or else that's going to hurt. So come on, Ice Tigers. Let's do this. Let's have a big fourth quarter and get this game tied up and maybe even grab that lead. Fourth quarter underway. And we immediately start off with some points, which is nice to see, but they are still getting points off their scoring as well. They're up by 13 points at this point in time. Come on, guys. We've been clawing back a little bit at a time, but we're still down by a lot. It's still a close game. 8-point game with 6:41 left. I almost want to jump in and watch some of this, to be honest, but I'm going to wait a tiny little... should I wait a tiny little bit? You know what? Let's jump in and watch this already. To be honest, I don't really know what to expect, but let's jump in and watch this. We're down by a lot, but I want to see if maybe we could get this team to come back by jumping in and watching AI instead. But I hope that we can come back. If not, we're going to be knocked out in the semifinals, just like last year. So let's make sure we have this set as AI versus AI, because obviously I do not play this game. So there we go. They have the inbound. We're in Houston at the Toyota Center. All right, let's make sure we get the possession of the ball. Make sure they don't get any points on this shift here. It's still a pretty close game, so we can still come back, but we just got to make sure that we play some good defense here. Thompson in the corner. There's the pick by Lydon, but he won't get anywhere. We're playing some good man-to-man defense right now. Rush over to Shepard for 3, and he doesn't hit it. Big rebound there for Westbrook. That's a good stoppage. Carroll throws it over to Westbrook. Westbrook looking for somebody maybe to pass to. Westbrook still with it. He'll throw it into Evans. Evans almost lost the ball. Throws it out to Carroll for 3, and he does not hit it. Rebound, though, by Bishop, and that's why we have Bishop. He's a good guy on the glass. That's a big rebound in the slot there to make it a 6-point game. That's a good rebound. All right, now we need to get more stoppages here, if possible. Shepard kicks it out to Thompson. Thompson trying to get around Lydon. Still with it. Thompson drives in, finds Lydon. Lydon in the paint. Gets it over. Doesn't hit it, though, because Bishop plays some good man-to-man defense. Here we go again. Can we make this a close game? Carroll with some pump fakes finds Bishop. Bishop over to Westbrook. Back to Carroll. Carroll will shoot again. He does not hit that. And unfortunately, Lydon gets that rebound as Bishop could not get to that one. I don't know if Carroll should have shot that one. I don't know how much time was left on the shot clock there. Shepard with it. Shepard running around. Surveying. Looking for a pass. Now he'll shoot it. And he won't hit that one. We're lucky on that. He kind of got himself open there. This game's a little bit fast-paced here. Carroll. Come on, Everett. Everett still looking around, trying to find a pass. He finds it over to Evans. Evans for 3. He hits. That's a big 3-point shot from Evans. And that makes it a 1-possession game. Big 3-point shot there. They are going to take a timeout as I expected with 4:37 to go. This is why we jump in and watch the rest of it just to see if anything crazy unfolds. But that's a big 3 there from Evans to get this game very close again. All right. Let's skip through this because we don't need to see these guys in the crowd just dancing around and all that. But all right, they have the inbound in the offensive zone. Let's make sure we get a stoppage here. Looks like they have some of their bench players out there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. Smith Jr. kicks it out to Shepard. Shepard looking around. He's not going to shoot, I don't think, unless he has an opening. Oh, now he's got an opening. Now he'll shoot it, and he does not hit it. Shepard's missed a couple big shots there for them. Here's Semenko. Semenko, the Ukrainian, finds Westbrook over to Carroll. Carroll throws it into Evans. Evans will try a layup or whatever you want to call that play. I don't even remember exactly what it's called. Almost worked. Grant over to Thompson. Let's make sure they don't get anything here. And let's see if we can find a way to tie this game up. We don't necessarily need a 3-point shot, as they will hit a 2 there from Shepard, as this game is back to a 5-point differential. Come on, Carroll. We don't need to just shoot 3s. We need to make sure we're at least hitting our 2s and all that. Evans. Looking around. Evans will drive in. Kicks it out, and that's an out of bounds as he tried to kick it out to Westbrook to try and hit that 3, and Westbrook could not hold on to that ball. That's a costly play. But I think that was the right idea to kick it out to him to try and get that 3, but I think Westbrook was not expecting that pass whatsoever. All right, we need a stoppage here. We need a stoppage. Shepard driving in, throws it over to the wide open man, Lydon, and he does not hit. We're lucky that he's not a hugely great 3-point shooter because he's a great player in the paint. His 3-point shooting was a B+, but he misses that one when he was wide open. Evans now with a nice little play, and that will drop. Damn, Evans has got some good speed to his game. Nice little play there. Makes it, and once again, a 1-possession game. We're into the final 3 minutes. Let's get a big stoppage here, boys. Smith Jr. Lydon comes in for the pick. Smith Jr. will walk around. He'll shoot a random fadeaway shot. He misses it. It gets kicked back out. Ahmed Thompson somehow find it. I thought we had a possession for a second, but they found it. They're going to be forced to shoot it here soon, though. Thompson for 3. He does not hit. Big rebound from Westbrook. And he'll find Carroll as we do have possession back now. Carroll. Come on, Carroll. You got this, man. It's only a 3-point game, so don't think about always having to shoot that 3-pointer. A 2-pointer will even suffice on this one. Semenko over top, and that one does not fall. That might have been a bit of a rushed attempt by Semenko. Thompson kicks it over to Shepard. Shepard will waste some time, obviously, off the shot clock and all that. Thompson and Shepard passing it around, of course. Shepard will shoot, and he does not hit that either. Westbrook with another big rebound. We're into the final 2 minutes of the game. It's still 3 points. The differential. Evans looking around. Still with it. Evans trying to get this team to tie back up. He'll shoot a 2-pointer. He does not hit that one. Probably should look for more passes than just trying to throw up a shot like that. Come on, guys. We need a stoppage here again. They kick it back. Thompson for 3. He will not hit that one. It's still a 1-possession game. Oh, my goodness. This looks like it was quite the series. Potentially, Semenko will hit a 2-pointer, and it's a 1-point game with 1:21. All right. 1-point game. So now it's literally anybody's game at this point. Shepard spinning his way in. Still with it. Throws it out to Thompson. Thompson will get through that pick. Finds it to Shepard for 3. He will not hit it. They do kick out that rebound, and they take a timeout. That's a really good play by Lydon. That sucks, man, though. Like, there was literally a chance for us to get that rebound and the possession of the ball, but Lydon tapped it back, and then they call a timeout in the offensive zone, which means they will have 14 seconds to take a shot and try and get more of a lead on this play. But hopefully they don't, of course. Hopefully we can get the stoppage. But with Lydon being in the paint a lot, it's going to be really tough for us to get those rebounds, so we need Bishop to somehow steal it. Or somebody else like Westbrook to get a big rebound here as they have that inbound. They kick it out. Thompson with it. Thompson trying to drive in, and he'll dunk it in. God damn, man. That's a little bit of a defensive breakdown. It is still a 3-point game, though, so it's still very close. We could still easily hit a 3-pointer and tie this one up, but don't think we need to go for a 3-pointer. We're taking a timeout. Interesting. I mean, maybe that makes sense to draw up a play here. We have 21 seconds after we inbounded, so let's make sure we drop a good play here, coach, and find a way to make this another close game again, or try and hit that 3 randomly. If this game goes to overtime, it's going to be an insane episode in a sense, but I know this episode's already really long. We're already over an hour long, potentially, so I apologize about that, but got to make these episodes somewhat dramatic as we look to tie this game up. Here we go. Inbound, Westbrook will look around. He'll find Carroll. Oh, and actually, no, Evans, my bad. I thought that hit Carroll at first. Evans kicks it back. We still have time on the shot clock. Don't think about rushing it. Westbrook will shoot for 3 as he cannot hit it. That's a tough miss. Because now we might have to foul them intentionally. We might have to foul them intentionally. As Grant will take it. He'll find Thompson. Don't let them get a point here, guys. Thompson still trying to get in. Throws over. Lydon won't shoot it. As they're almost on a shot clock violation, they have to chuck it up. They don't hit it. And we take a timeout. With 17.7 seconds left in the game. This is maybe our last opportunity because we can't have the possession of the ball for the entire shot clock on this one. So, shot clock's turned off as we look to tie this game up here on our final possession of the game. Don't rush it, guys. You have 17 seconds. Pass it around, look for an opening, get a good shot away. And if you need to, get a rebound and maybe get an and one. Get some trips to the free throw line if that happens. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they'll intentionally try and foul us, so we're only stuck to 2 points. But here we go. Westbrook. Got to throw it out. He throws it to Semenko. Come on, Dennis. Dennis with Westbrook picking. Dennis will look around, throw it over to Westbrook. Westbrook finds it to Evans for 3. He does not hit it. And now we have to intentionally foul. That's unfortunate. I feel like we might have shot too early there. As you can see on the bottom, though, Bernard Russell is out with a torn ACL. That's the guy from Washington, but my goodness. If they don't hit these free throws, they're not a good free throw shooting team, remember, so maybe we could still get back into this game with 6.4, but we need them to miss both their free throws, basically, or else the season's probably done. Which they're actually not going to get free throws yet, I guess, because they weren't in the bonus, but now they probably will, with 5.4 seconds to go. Apparently, Ahmed Thompson was doubtful for this game, and he stayed in the game, and right now his dunk is basically one of the difference makers in this game. So Reed Shepard is up to take these shots. He's a good 3-point shooter. Hopefully he can miss some of these because or else we're going to lose. And he misses the first. Okay, that's big. That's big. This game has a little bit of drama to it. Will he miss the second? Will he miss the second? Let's see. Hopefully he does. And he doesn't. He hits the second, and that's probably it. Unless we could hit something here quickly and draw a foul. You got to throw it up, Carroll. Shoots it, and he does not hit. Unfortunately for us, the Ice Tigers will be knocked out in the second round of the playoffs to the Houston Rockets. We won the first 2, lost the last 4. It was a tough series for our team, but probably Lydon's the main reason why they ended up winning that game. That really sucks. Or that series, I should say, for the most part. Well, that sucks. That sucks a lot. That sucks, man. Box score in this game, Lydon dropped 29 points for them. Yeah, he was a big difference maker. Thompson had 17. But yeah, Lydon is definitely the reason why I think they came back. Westbrook dropped 24 for us, right on 17. Evans on 14. Bishop on 10 and 12 for rebounds. We got good depth scoring, but guys like Reese did not do a lot. Also, Carroll technically didn't do a lot offensively in terms of points, but yeah, a couple guys probably should have stepped up a little bit more. Well, that sucks. I did not expect to be eliminated in the second round again. But, yeah, Houston, very good on that rebounding. They knocked out a really good team with Wemby and all that, so it kind of makes sense they knock us out. But as the second best team in the entire league, I felt like we probably could have went further. So, final things we got to do to end this episode, just because this episode is really friggin' long, is I just want to take a look at some of our player stats from the playoffs. And then that'll be it for this episode. But Evans was over 20 points a game. Same with Westbrook, so they were great. Semenko on only 14.7. Carroll 13.6, right on 13.1. Some really bad games, though. Bishop on 9.5. I think we just need more depth scoring. I just feel like we need that. or we need a player to start taking up like 30 points a game. Like Evans could be that guy next year for sure, but definitely a tough time for us. And yeah, I was expecting maybe some better results this year, but I think this team's still going to have a chance to win next year, of course. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory MyNBA. So in next episode, we will get the rest of the playoffs simulated, see who ends up winning the NBA championship. We'll get through the entire offseason as well next episode. I honestly don't know what we're going to end up drafting. I don't really even know what the draft class looks like, so I guess I'll have to make a decision when we get to that on my own. But yeah, kind of a disappointing end to the season, but like I said, it should be only up from here for this team. So hopefully we can build upon a great regular season that we had this year and an okay playoff run and make it a better one next season. So let me know that below, and I'll see you guys next time.